How to build a health protocol even if you are mentally struggling. Well, when unwell, I feel like it's story time. Et voila. When unwell, it's not easy to make any changes whatsoever. We don't want to move. We don't have the energy to make food. We don't have energy to shower. I'm using the royal we, of course. The biggest issue is people trying to change everything all at once. It's just not going to happen. There's so much dissonance in the brain. It's so challenging. It creates a lot of room for a person to just give up completely. Even if they do all the things, there's a high chance after about 7 to 10 days that they're going to be out. New supplements, new diet, new sleep habits, new morning routine, new night routine. I'm already tired just writing that out. I'm reading what I wrote here. It's not because the person lacks discipline, but because the nervous system is already overwhelmed. Real change happens much more simply, one change at a time. Here's a framework. Step 1. Start ridiculously small. If your brain and nervous system are struggling, your first step should feel almost too easy. Examples: add 1 fiber source to your day. Drink 1 glass of water in the morning. Go outside for a few minutes. Add 1 nutrient-dense food to a meal. Small steps matter because they reduce resistance. They allow the nervous system to adapt without creating additional stress. These small inputs can also begin shifting physiology. For example, increasing fiber supports beneficial gut microbes, which can help rebalance the microbial environment and improve metabolic health. Consistency is far more important than intensity. And I'll add, there is no such thing as perfection. If you are trying to reach perfection, it's not going to happen. It's okay. The best thing is to just be consistent. If you're trying for every day for 2 weeks to do something and then you miss it on day 5, it's not a give up. It's oh, well, I screwed that up. I'm back on it day 6. Or I screwed it up for a few days, back on it day 9. Whatever it is. Even if it's fitness, or even if it's, I did eat that pizza that I didn't want to eat. Whatever. It's about consistency, not perfection. Don't beat yourself up too much about it. Step 2, change only 1 thing per week. Your brain and body need time to stabilize around a new habit. When people introduce 5 or 10 changes at once, the nervous system often perceives it as stress. Layer changes slowly. So, for example, week 1, add a fiber source. Week 2, add a short walk. Week 3, improve the breakfast quality. Week 4, introduce an herbal extract that supports microbial balance. Just little things at a time. Fiber and certain plant compounds can help improve the gut environment. Fiber feeds beneficial microbes, while some herbal extracts can help destabilize the cell membranes of problematic microbes so the ecosystem can rebalance. Slow changes allow the body to adjust without overwhelming the system. Step 3, build anchors instead of schedules. Rigid schedules often fail when someone is mentally struggling. I definitely don't want a rigid schedule if I feel like I can barely get out of bed in the morning. Anchors work much better. Attach a new habit to something that already happens every day. An example would be drink water after brushing your teeth, take supplements with breakfast, go outside after your morning coffee, stretch before going into bed. Anchoring habits removes the need for constant motivation or decision making. Over time, these actions become autonomic. When I was putting together a system for myself in order to get healthier, it was really hard. And I did do things one at a time. I mean, I added a lot pretty fast, but I was still doing it one at a time, and I had a checklist. And it was very challenging. I would forget things. I would have to go back. It would take forever. Eventually, that became habit. I mean, eventually, a thing that took me a long time took me a short time because I no longer needed the list. So, whatever it is that you feel you want, a system that you want to make for yourself, make it simple, make it feel manageable at first. You can add to it later. But if you add one new thing a week, well, you're going to add a bunch of new things after a few months. That's amazing. Step 4, focus on the highest leverage areas. Not every intervention has the same impact. The biggest improvements in mental health often come from strengthening a few core biological systems: sleep, light exposure, nutrition, movement, gut health, nervous system regulation. These areas influence brain chemistry and metabolism in powerful ways. For example, many foundational health habits increase BDNF, brain derived neurotrophic factor, a molecule that supports neurogenesis, which is the growth of new neurons, learning and memory, cognitive flexibility, resistance to depression, and cognitive decline. Improving the microbiome, supporting metabolism through fiber, moving the body, and regulating the nervous system can all contribute to a brain environment that supports higher cognitive functioning. And step 5, track progress simply. Mental health improvements can feel subtle at first. Tracking helps reveal patterns. It's something that I consistently do. I don't do it every single day, but I'm pretty consistent about it. And having a health log is a great place to start. It can just be a little note where you put the date and the time and say, this happened and this happened, and today I noticed that I felt crankier after I'm trying this, I'm trying not having bread, or I'm eating more bread and I'm feeling this, or I got better sleep and so I'm actually feeling I didn't go into a panic cry today, whatever it might be, right? And write out a few sentences when something of note occurs. It doesn't have to be every day, just something of note. Don't forget the positives. A lot of times people forget the positives. They're like, they remember the negative stuff. They're like, today's a bad day. But when they start feeling better, they tend to not mention like, and today I had, it was like totally chill day. Felt really wildly relaxed today. That is of note too. I know it's for yourself, but over time, it'll actually become wildly important for yourself. So I highly recommend some type of fitness tracker, whatever it might be, preferably something that can read your HRV. VO2 max would be awesome, which is how much oxygen per milliliter per minute. It's how much oxygen your body can utilize. I will say that oxygen utilization is very, very important for mental health, and people don't really realize how drastically important that is. Resting heart rate, you'll see that that's also in connection with how unwell you're feeling. If it's got a really high resting heart rate, those people have a tendency to be on the more anxious side. If you look at sleep cycles, so the sleep cycle data is not perfect, but it is helpful, and it's also definitely not something you should go, I feel really good, but the device said that I got bad sleep. Go off of how you feel. How you feel is number one. Your feelings are, listen to your body. But I do feel that the fitness trackers of whatever type are really, really helpful because they just are in the background gathering the information that you can utilize for yourself. So, and also something for blood pressure. For a lot of people are going to probably have high blood pressure, or some people with other issues, maybe in the under hypotension area. As time goes on, you'll see patterns for yourself which relate to your mood, and you can even look up how your resting heart rate and other metrics can be related to the symptoms you are experiencing. From there, you can take the steps needed to adjust those metrics, whether they are within modifying sleep hygiene habits or doing cardiovascular exercise and resistance training to decrease your resting heart rate, or focusing on decreasing pathogens. Some of us, for example, who have used the herbal extract formulas have seen huge shifts in our cardiovascular metrics simply from taking those formulas because internally the extracts are adjusting the healthy bacterial load populations for the better. Really fascinating. Over time, you can start to notice improvements in energy, cognition, digestion, and emotional stability. And step 6, expect resistance. Expect it. When people start improving their health, resistance often appears. Fatigue, procrastination, I'll start tomorrow. This doesn't mean the protocol isn't working. It often means the brain is pushing back against new patterns. Gentle persistence matters more than perfection. If you come into it expecting there to be some dissonance, you'll be better mentally prepared when it occurs. Step 7, think in months and years, not days. Real biological change takes time. If you think about how much time it can take a person to modify their blood pressure naturally, you can look it up later. It can take a long time to do that naturally. Patience, persistence. It is not easy. Blood pressure typically begins to decrease within a few weeks to 3 months of consistent lifestyle changes of starting medication, while medication can show results in days to weeks. Significant lasting reduction through exercise and diet often take 4 to 8 weeks, with maximum results observed over several months. For me, it's been a lot longer than that. Think about how much time it takes for a person to decrease insulin resistance. I don't know if you know it, you can look it up, but it's a lot. It's a lot of work. It doesn't feel comfortable either. Insulin resistance can generally be significantly improved or reversed in 1 to 3 months through consistent lifestyle changes such as diet, exercise, and weight loss. While some improvements can occur in as little as 8 to 10 weeks, severe cases or more substantial metabolic changes may take 3 to 6 months or longer. Now, I'm generally thinking of the 3 to 6 months or longer, especially when you're thinking of somebody who's quite unwell. And that might be somebody who maybe is having hallucinations. Maybe that person is experiencing different flashback episodes where they're screaming at night and they're like hitting themselves or something. These types of moments, there's major physiological unrest occurring, and that can take a lot of time to balance. So don't feel discouraged. Don't feel discouraged when going through that process. Know that you're moving, you're chugging along, but there is, you don't feel dismayed, right? Just know that there's a path. And it's about those little changes, that feeling a little bit better. And that's what it is each week. Because on whatever day you might suddenly feel worse, or maybe a lot worse. And then the next, then the tools, then you have a bunch of the tools to balance yourself. And then next day you're like, okay, I'm feeling better. Okay, let me get back to this. So for microbiome shifts within clinical studies, it tends to take around 8 to 12 weeks for higher yield results. Metabolic improvements, nervous system regulation, increasing BDNF, these processes build gradually, but small habits compound. A short walk becomes daily movement. One fiber source becomes a fiber-rich diet. Simple nervous system practices become emotional stability. Over time, the protocol stops feeling like a protocol, and it simply becomes your life. The final thought is that a good health protocol isn't about doing everything. It's about doing a few important things consistently. One small change, 1 week at a time, over months. Those small changes can completely transform how the brain and body function. You've got this. You can do it. It won't be easy. It is worth it. I believe in you. Go get them.